Welcome everybody to New Botany. Thanks for joining me, and I've been quite busy today with a new group of lithops plants that I've just bought. I think I've got a very good deal. I've got 9 different plants that are all different species, most of which I can identify for about £15. And I'm also reading this book, Lithops Flowering Stones by Bernd Schlosser, which is a very good book for beginners. It's well priced. The standard book for lithops really is the book by Stephen Hammer, and I'll show that to you and give you some idea about what it's like and what it tells you at the end of this video. I've grown lithops over many years, but over the last couple of years, I lost some plants, and you'll see on the video that the plants that I had, when I show you the individual plant profiles through the video. But I've decided to try again with them. I know that lithops are sometimes thought to be easy to grow, but in my experience, and I think in most growers' experience, they're not easy to grow at all unless you really know what you're doing, and you have to follow quite strict rules with these plants. Anyway, I'm going to try again, and maybe I'll have some flowering this year. If they do flower this year, I'll post some more videos on that. Thanks for watching. And oh yeah, don't switch off now, because the session of preparing these plants and repotting them is just about to happen. Thank you. Well, here are the 9 plants that I received, and I was really pleased with them. They're in a very small pot, about 2.5 inches. The plants are really small. I don't want to pop them on for a while until I've allowed them to establish in my home. So I wanted to also tell you what the individual species were. This one's that one was Otzeniana. This one's Pseudo truncatella, I think, or it could be Hookerii. It's difficult to be 100% sure on these plants. The one on the left, I'm pretty sure, is Hallii there, the small plant. The beauty of lithops is the patterning that they have on their surface. And this one's a bit dull, really. It's got windows, fenestrations that merge into dots, or dots that merge into fenestrations. This is a smaller variety of lithops and it has yellow flowers. Fulviceps, as this one is, you can tell it because it's fairly pale surface and it just has lots of green dots. There are no windows on this plant. The next one, I think, is probably Caros montana, and I grew Caros montana many years ago and it flowered successfully. Sadly, I lost the plants, probably because I wasn't able to keep them in enough light. This one also is probably a form of Caros montana, and these are listed by Bernd Schlosser as the toughest lithops that you can get, along with the other variety, Orcampii. I don't think there's an Orcampii in this particular group that I've received. This one is a very shriveled up Leslieii. And with a bit of water it'll fill out a bit and you'll be able to see its patterning. This one I think is probably Hookerii, not absolutely sure, but it's a beautifully marked plant. No fenestrations, but lumpy markings all over the surface. So 3 weeks later, not 2, the plants have filled out a bit after a bit of water, and I'm now about to pot them on individually. Now they need to be individual pots because the plants have slightly different growth requirements. They might burst out into growth at different times, which means they may need to have different watering regimes. I'm potting them in a mix of 2 types of pumice and a peat-free cactus compost. The cactus compost is Miracle Grow. It grows really well, it drains well, and the horticultural pumice I'm using will allow a better draining of the potting mixture which these plants really need. If they stay moist for any length of time, they're toast, basically. So here I've added about 20% of the cactus bonsai compost into the mixture, and they'll now be ready to be potted into their individual pots, which will be 2-inch plastic pots. I think the mixture is well draining and will dry out well enough for plastic pots to be okay. So I've taken them for the original pot. These plants are all superbly rooted and really healthy, I'm glad to say. Here's the first one I'm going to pot on, Otzeniana, which has a wonderful set of roots. When it's in the pot, it's looking really good, and the surface of the pot looks very good with the pumice grains on the surface. And I think they're now ready for some water, and it'll be good to see how they develop. Some of them may flower in this summer if they do, or in autumn. If they do, I'll film the flowers and let you know. So many thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. But before I go, here's the book by Stephen Hammer, Lithops, Treasures of the Veld, that I mentioned to you. And this is probably the most authoritative book on this group of plants. And just to give you a taster of what's in here, it shows where the individual species come from in South Africa. Many of these plants come from Namibia as well, and they have various habitats which dictates different growth characteristics. Thanks for watching.